Welcome back to the channel. I've got my friend AP here. We are doing yet another collab for our 2026 predictions. What we predict will happen in 2026 in WWE. Hopefully, a better year than last year because it can't get worse. But a lot of things can happen. Probably get a lot wrong because a lot of things change. But we're gonna do the best we can to predict what is going to happen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I just think that this year it leaves a lot for optimism. Like you said in the previous video, right? Last year was so like mid to like bad that next year can be like this year can actually be like so much better. Like
Yeah, I
there's
can't get
so much
worse.
that you could do. Like it can't be worse. I mean it
It
can
should.
be worse,
Well,
but
it
it
can.
can't
Yeah,
be. It
it should
shouldn't
be.
be worse.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. But it can be. But it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Knowing
I
that,
mean,
if people learn from the mistakes.
yeah. I mean, next thing you know, Vince comes back. Chai.
Next thing you know, you have the Big Show in the world title picture. You never know. One final run.
Next thing you know, you have Bobby Lashley's sisters back. You don't know. So, um, but hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully that is not the case for 2026. So
Yeah.
I'll let you go first with what is your first prediction for the year.
My prediction is that Kevin Owens will return by either the night after WrestleMania or around about that time. I've seen him doing his like training videos and stuff. He's been missing for a while. He'll probably return as a face, and his first feud will be against Drew McIntyre because I feel like those two click. Those two have like good matches together. So first one is Kevin Owens coming back to the WWE from
Okay,
injury.
that's a good prediction. I mean, Drew McIntyre versus Kevin Owens were absolutely good, both hilarious and great on the mic, and I think in ring will be fucking awesome. So hopefully Kevin Owens comes back because he is definitely one of my favorite wrestlers, and he is missed in WWE for sure.
Like he's deeply missed. Like
Deeply.
not even just the mid card, the main event scene. It just needs a little bit of Kevin Owens. And the run that he had last year, just before he got injured, I feel like it was the best we've had of Kevin Owens since like the Bloodline stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
He had the
Okay.
unsanctioned match with Sami Zayn, which was just like insane because the two of them have like phenomenal chemistry. It's a shame that we might not ever get like a feud between the both of them for like a world championship, but I'm happy that they've already had like multiple feuds together.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Hopefully he comes back. Surely he comes back at some point in 2026. Hopefully as early as possible. Speaking of returns, obviously I'm gonna go. My favorite wrestler. I miss him. Seth Rollins.
the
I do think
visionary.
he comes back earlier than expected.
Mm.
I also predict he main events one of the nights, probably night one. But my prediction is Austin
Mhm.
Theory has been sent to infiltrate the division by Seth
Mm.
Rollins. And on Monday, I think so. There's two ways. I'm going to go out on a limb and predict Austin Theory cost Braun Breaker the match against CM Punk.
Mm.
Now, that is
It's
me
a bit
going
of a
out.
stretch.
That is a bit of a stretch. That is a heavy stretch. Although, you see, here's the thing. I don't know if he costs him the match against CM Punk because I'm kind of torn. I think Braun Breaker should win. I think he probably does win. Um, But my main prediction out of all that is Austin Theory was sent by Rollins. However they run that, I don't know, but that is my main prediction.
That's a cool one. Like I could actually also see that because it would make sense that you kind of need people for the vision and against the vision.
Yeah,
Um, Somewhat so that would also help instead of like putting together a bunch of wrestlers together like how they're doing now to face the vision, and then after that the vision has to win, and then they move on. But yes, that's cool. And then Braun Breaker will have his match or his world title match maybe at WrestleMania. I don't know, but I also
yeah,
don't think he's winning against Punk. I think Punk will retain that one. So my prediction is that a women's championship match will main event one of the nights of WrestleMania. I feel like I genuinely feel like one of them will either they do Bianca versus Jade, or they do this one if I don't know if she's ready because it sells. Bianca versus Jade sells. Or they do Rhea versus Io because both of them are also at like a level where they could also main event a show. Well, they've already main evented a show, but they could main event a WrestleMania together. I don't
Okay,
think they'd ever do a tag team match or to a tag team match main event WrestleMania ever.
they better not.
After
But
after the semi, like the closest one, I mean, the only one that we did get was, I mean, we got two. We had The Rock, Roman versus Seth and Cody, and then we had the Usos versus Zayn and Owens. Those are
yeah,
I think the only two like main event matches that were tag team matches.
okay.
So I do think that a women's match will main event WrestleMania this year.
I think no chance in hell is that happening. Just solely because they've not shown me any faith that
That that's the thing
this.
with the WrestleMania build. Anything can happen. Like it just takes that one good feud,
Yeah,
right?
So my problem is they back too many male wrestlers, and I think they just hold them to a high pedestal, and they're just bigger
Mhm.
stars that they will always benefit the show. Um,
Mm.
that I think if you look at it, Gunther could main event. We don't know what he's doing. It's unlikely, but he could. Punk, if he's still champion, might main event. He could. Rollins will be back by Mania. Probably, I doesn't even have his sling on anymore. He'll
Mm.
be back well before Mania, I think. He could main event Roman, Cody. Those
I
guys are
could
always
see
going
that. I could see that, but I
to.
feel like especially after last year with because the two matches that kind of stole the show at last year's WrestleMania were the two triple threat matches, right? It
Yeah,
was the men's that main evented and then the women's that opened. I feel like they've earned just that little bit of credit in the bank to kind of get that chance of like main eventing a WrestleMania.
yeah,
Even if they
yeah.
did something like Aria, who's one of the biggest stars in the company, Bianca, who's also another big star in the company, and Jade, who's maybe on her way, they could do that type of triple threat. Obviously, it might not be as good as the one last year, but those three names alone can main event a show. I don't think
So
AJ Lee and Becky Lynch would main event a show. I think
yeah,
they'd go
so
a lot earlier.
so my thing is mainly. I agree. I think in ring wise, they can main event any show on any day. A lot of the women can, to be honest, on WWE, because sometimes their matches are better than men's. But the story leading up to that, they've not shown me at all that they will invest time, effort into a good story that is good enough to main event over the star power and what will probably be a better story between any version of a Braun Breaker, a Rollins, a Punk, a Roman, a Cody. They will put more time and effort into that. They will put more time and effort into a Becky AJ match than they would a Rhea Io match in terms of the story.
That I could also see, but
So
you
I
that
so that's
yeah,
my only thing about that is that I think the story holds them back because Triple H don't be fucking with the women's stories like that.
which is insane because I remember what other women's matches have main evented shows. Um, it was
Not
Bianca and Sasha,
not
but
didn't
Bianca and
Nia
Sasha.
didn't Nia and Rhea main event the Elimination Chamber in 2024?
They did
Because
the Olympic. Oh, yeah, but that was because was in her hometown, so
yeah, it
that
was
made
in
a bit of
Australia.
sense.
Yeah.
That
That's
made
the
sense
only one I can think of.
because next year the women aren't going to main event because it's in Saudi. Shocker.
No shot. No
But
shot.
I'm saying that's why I feel like they'll get this year.
I I don't know.
Even if it's like the build is
Triple
terrible, I
Triple
feel
H
like
gonna
they
have to Triple H gonna have to show me. He ain't show me nothing that he will be like. You know what? I'm gonna give the woman this. Even do you know what it is? Even on a show they should main event on a normal PLE. They've not done it. So I'll have to see that. But honestly, I think it could happen depending on what the match is.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't think Jade is ready to main event. Um,
Oh yeah, no, especially
wise,
after I feel like she just needs a little bit more time.
yeah.
Just a little bit
So
more time. Stephanie Vaquer would have been perfect, but I don't think she's at like that star power, you know.
just yeah,
Like
yeah,
not even almost there. She just needs a bit more time.
yeah.
Liv Morgan, I don't think would main event.
Uh, I
It
mean,
would
I'd
have to
love
be
watching it though. But
like in ring should be perfect. It would just be those three for me.
yeah,
Rhea, Bianca, Becky's not going to, and Jade, but Jade's not like at that level yet. But yes, give me your next prediction.
my next
Or
prediction.
yeah,
This is huge. I haven't even seen a glimmer of hope that this happens. But my next prediction is Montez Ford will go singles this year at some point. That's my prediction. Um, I'd love to see it. The only thing I hope that they don't just disregard Dawkins because I love Dawkins. I think he's really good. I honestly think he's just not as athletic, but he's very athletic for the size
mm,
that he is at, and I think he's got potential. So maybe not as much as Montez, but I still want to
yeah,
see him utilized, and he adds depth because unless they're gonna do something in that tag team division, I haven't seen them in the tag team division anyway in
yeah.
a minute. It just adds more depth. So that's my prediction. Will they do it? I don't know, but it's a prediction that potentially happens and is interesting.
That is a very interesting one. I do like it. I feel like he would have to go on like remember what they tried to do for Big E, where they kind of split them apart, and then Big E had like he. It took a bit of time, obviously,
Yeah.
but Big E eventually got to that level where he was WWE champion. I feel like they kind of need to do the same thing for Montez Ford, and just back him. Don't do the Brock Lesnar thing where he's champion and then he loses the title to Brock because
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
My next prediction is a bold one. It's something that people have been saying for years, but 2026 is the year that we stop calling Finn Balor Pin Balor. We have to believe, hope. Pin Balor, the year of Pin Balor is finished, guys. He is going on to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. He is winning a world championship. And the Finn Balor we know, not with the long pants, the normal Finn Balor that we know. Balor Club is coming back 2026, and he is main eventing as WWE champion, Survivor Series against AJ Styles, or he will probably retire AJ Styles. 2026 is the year of Finn Balor, and I will
Do you
say
know
it
what it is?
again, just for the people at the back. Hope, hope.
Do you know what it is? I knew exactly where you were going with that. I just knew where that was going. Again, they're gonna have to show me that they're gonna elevate Finn Balor back to what he was. And my next prediction is someone in and around that. But I wouldn't mind it. Babyface Finn Balor comes back because
Yeah, like it's
I
long
pray,
overdue to be
I
honest.
pray, I pray if there is a God, Judgment Day ends in 2026, and Balor can go face. Dominic obviously stays heel, and can we end it, please? But I don't know. We'll see.
Mhm.
Well, also, I
JD
wonder
would
what
be
doesn't
mid
what does
card.
that entail? Does it entail that he stop? I'm assuming he stops losing, but is it like a full push? Does he go back to the main event scene? Is he just
He gets
more
a
of a
full
singles
push,
and it's in the
guys.
mid card?
He gets a full push. He'll probably start. He'll probably because obviously Dominic is injured now, so they'll
Is
probably
what?
do. Dominic is injured. Apparently, like he's injured indefinitely.
Damn, I did not
So
know.
what I do think they'll do is that maybe what they'll do is that they'll also tie it into like the breakup of the Judgment Day.
Yeah,
So the women of the Judgment Day, Raquel, Roxanne, and Liv, they're busy. They're almost feuding because they all want a shot at that women's world championship, right? That's where the cracks start forming a bit. But then the cracks start forming even more when Dominic vacates that Intercontinental Championship and then it eventually leads to a match between JD and Finn. That's where you can start it, and then you can give Finn, the whole babyface push,
Do you know?
the whole.
Do you know where? Do you know where I would have went? And I think people would have liked this. I think what I would have done is I would just literally just thought of it right now because I didn't even know Dom was hurt. I would have Finn if the title gets vacated, um, and Finn wins it, and when Dom comes back, Dom wants him to hand him back the title because he was winning it to bring back to Judgment Day. That was his because it needed to come back because he had it, and then then it's easy. You can go from there.
That makes a lot of sense, and then you've just got a feud there. But don't make that feud like 6 months long, please.
No. We don't need because it needs to be short because these lot have been teasing this feud for years. For me, this is an 18-month feud.
It is, and obviously people. For me, it was either the Finn Balor push or it was the LA Knight push. So I had to decide which one, and I'm going with Finn because the LA Knight one is. Both of them are at that same level, but Finn just needed that little bit more because of the way that he lost his first initial, world championship ring.
Yeah.
We just need that Finn. Even if it's 1 year, guys, we get 1 year of a consistent push for Finn Balor. He wins it and then he drops. He doesn't even need to hold it for 6 to 8 months. Even if it's 1 month.
Yeah. Like my whole issue with that is I just don't see it happening just because I don't know because Sammy's been out and I don't know if that was their plan. The plan is for Sammy to because the whole talk was him winning the world title, and that's his goal and he's go for 2 years. Hank sniffed one, but if he doesn't win it and he's been chasing it, Kevin Owens ain't ever win it. Sammy ain't able to win it. Gunther's still there. And I just don't see that they will be like, oh, let's give Finn a title reign just for now, and then because they don't do it. So I don't know. I hope so.
My thing is with Sammy is that I think you could also win it next year at WrestleMania, but then also I'm thinking it's a Saudi Mania, right? And they're gonna want their biggest stars there, so they could also just shove Sami Zayn either on or shift to the side.
Exactly, you can just get shifted because the Rock's there all of a sudden. Wow, I don't know.
My god! So that was my one. What is your prediction?
My prediction is Dominic, because I think if I remember correctly, because I think it's gonna last months ago. Money in the Bank is like later in the year. It's after like SummerSlam and shit, I think. Well, my prediction is Dominic Mysterio loses the IC title at some point. Well, it looks like he's gonna vacate it, but he will win the Money in the Bank briefcase because I think he is ready for a world title. I've been pro Dom for years. I think he's ready. He'll be so perfect for the Money in the Bank, and he'll be so perfect to weasel his way to a world championship.
Okay, that's actually perfect, and that also takes him to that next level because I mean, like he's done the Intercontinental, he's covered the mid-card division. I feel like the next step is that main event scene.
Exactly. That's for me simple prediction. I think I can't think of many other Money in the Bank candidates for this year. To be honest,
please let's not do Damien. Let's not like ruin the Money in the Bank again. Because for the past few years, they've been like disregarding it. The Seth one was great; it was fun. The year before was Drew, which was like a night. They didn't do much with that, and then there was Damian Priest.
Yeah, the Damian Priest one was just long and stupid for the most part. The 2024, the Drew one, I didn't have a problem with it, but I can understand people that did. I thought it made a lot of sense. And then last year now, damn. But last year, Seth. I mean, I'm pro Seth. I was a fan. I loved it. So, what's your prediction?
I've got one last one, and it's another bold prediction. I think that one main event AEW talent will leave that company and go to WWE. And I'm saying it right now. guys, clip it. Kenny Omega will probably forfeit his contract and he will end up in the WWE. Listen, Kenny Omega hasn't been wrestling in AEW like for like a consistent period, right? He's had like his little injuries and stuff because of the way that he's been wrestling. What better way to kind of close down his career by kind of wrestling at less like more extreme levels by going to WWE, something that would just shock the world, right? So I think he's got, and I saw his contract. I actually did a bit of research into this. His contract ends at the beginning of 2027. Maybe he decides to cancel it halfway through this year and we get a month off. And I say September 2026, he makes his first debut in WWE.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. It's the 2nd of January 2026. If this happens, I might, I might, I might, I might. I don't know what I would do, but I pay you. I actually
Like,
pay you money.
like
Don't
I
know how much.
genuinely think it's possible. Like, it's one of the like ever since Cody left from AEW to WWE and Punk went from retired AEW WWE, I do not rule anything out, and I could
No.
actually see
So
Kenny in like WWE somehow.
my thing is, to be fair, I agree. You can't say never. You can never say never in wrestling. However, I just don't see how Tony Khan, that guy, Mr. Petty, Mr. I hate WWE, they've been against me my whole life since I started AEW. I don't see how that guy allows Kenny Omega to not finish his contract because he's going to WWE.
I
Maybe
mean, he did that with
2027.
Punk.
Come back to me next year, this time next year when his contract's done, maybe. But if that happens, I hold my hands up and say, "You got it, man. You got it."
Because I thought about the other talents in AEW. Swerve's not going to leave. Hangman not going to leave. Samoa Joe a bit too old. Won't be like that much impactful. The Young Bucks they're not going to leave. They're treated way too nicely there. Who else? MJF isn't going to leave. I feel like he's a lifer. Not even a lifer. I feel like I'm going to give MJF like 3 more years in AEW just to
I don't
see.
know how long his contract is. I think by the end of the new
Yeah,
contract that he signed, he will be gone. He'll be gone.
yeah.
Sure.
But that's why I say Kenny because his career is kind of winding down. Also, he needs to kind of wrestle slower, so that
Yeah.
he can wrestle for a longer
WWE
period.
style, basically.
Exactly. And it's
Yeah.
something that he hasn't done. It was at the beginning where he was like signed to like developmental. So why
Yeah.
not end it where and also the other factor is Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes could tell him, dude, this is an opportunity. Why not?
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Do
It's
you have
bold
any
prediction.
like it's a bold prediction, but
Bold
yeah.
prediction. So, my last prediction. This is very negative, and it's 2026. We don't want to go to a new year negative. However, I think we look back and we will say at some point, Gunther tapping out John was a mistake, and it was wasted. That's what I think they waste this. I think at some point we all come to the realization that they wasted it, like they've done before in these same situations. We have seen it happen. Um,
Mhm.
and even if he wins a world title, I think that reign you're gonna look back and be like, well, they didn't really capitalize on that because he probably
Mm,
wins it this year. If he doesn't, that's a travesty. Because
mm.
what was that for? So that is, however negative, a prediction I have.
Honestly, time will tell with that. Um, I know a lot of people, including myself, was not happy with the fact that Cena tapped. Obviously, I knew that Gunther was going to win. It was just the manner in which he won. But now you've given him basically the keys to the Golden City. What you do with that from now, like it's either you make him a huge star or a star that was supposed to be a star but flopped,
Yeah,
right? So there's a lot you can do. There's AJ Styles. There's Brock Lesnar's last match, apparent last match
yeah,
this year.
SummerSlam, yeah.
There's let's not do Roman. There's Braun Breaker. There's Bronson Reed. You could even do CM Punk one final time. Oh,
Yeah.
there's a lot you could do. There's a lot you could do with Gunther.
I
Just
now, in the moment, just thought of a hilarious, bold prediction. If it happens, I'd laugh. I just want to see Twitter. Logan Paul wins the world title or Money in the Bank. Those are my two candidates because he is now full time.
oh,
He's shown us he's full time. I think
he
Logan
is
Paul
full
either wins
time.
Money in the Bank or a world title. Probably Money in the Bank.
The
Him and Dom
internet
might
would
win Money in the Bank.
explode. The internet would explode, especially if he
Triple H
beats
will love
someone
that
like a
shit.
Roman or Cody. The
Oh,
internet would
Triple H will
explode.
love that shit. He probably won't win a world title, but I genuinely think he has as good a chance as anybody to win Money in the Bank. As anybody. And I will laugh because Triple H will do that and he'll love it and I'll laugh. And I'll love it to be fair because I like Logan Paul. But for the masses out there, I like Logan Paul, the performer. But for the masses, they're not a big fan. I am. I love it.
My thing would be because he's literally committed to the thing that was kind of holding him back to me was the full time schedule. Was he willing
Yeah.
to like do the full time thing? And if he is, I have no issue with him being a world champion.
Because
Because like I said, it does not have to be a long reign.
it
Like
doesn't.
it doesn't have to be.
Doesn't. And to me, it's pretty like I see his vlogs. Like it's so like it's literally just leaves on Monday, private jet to the town, finishes Raw, private jet back. Like you telling me he's not gonna do that for the as long as he has to? Because I'm telling you, they're not asking him to do live events or any of that crap. He just does
Exactly.
Raws and PLEs and he's chilling.
And then you're
So
done. It makes a lot of sense.
yeah, I think
So yeah,
he Money the Bank favorite for sure.
that would be an insane thing to happen.
That will be
The internet will explode.
explode. Absolutely explode. And I have to mention it because my guy Seth Rollins was the world title again at some point. That's the last one. That's my last one. Done.
Mm, I could see that, especially if Braun Breaker is champion. But then, yeah, I could actually see that, especially with. I don't know how they would have to do like the Seth like face turn
I
unless they make
does
him
he
like
come
an
does he come back face though? Cause why? That's my thing. I don't even know if he comes back face. Why it could just be I don't like these lot. Cause I don't cause are people rooting for Rollins when he comes back? I don't know.
yeah. And then there's the punk element also, right? Because it would be I don't know how a match with let's say they do Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker versus CM Punk and Seth Rollins.
There's no shot. Damn.
I don't know how that works. It would be interesting, I won't lie to you, but I don't see how that would
Yeah, I
work.
don't see how. There's no way. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
I don't have anything. That was I literally gave you all my bold predictions.
Well,
I just
that Yeah, well, that was the video. Those were our predictions for 2026. Let us know in the comments down below what your predictions are, what you also want to see happen in 2026. That's been us. It's been great to collab with AP and be on this channel again. Always fun.
yeah.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in another video. Peace.